Welcome to the Nourish to Thrive podcast, faith-forward, science-backed strategies for women who want more energy, less weight, and real answers. I'm your host, Tanya Pennington-Miller, a functional nutritional therapy practitioner and functional blood chemistry specialist with a master's degree in applied clinical nutrition. If you're tired of feeling dismissed by your doctor, confused by your labs, and stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. Here, we simplify the science. We get to the root, and we anchor it all in truth, because God made your body to heal and thrive, not just survive. It just needs the right kind of support and less noise. Hello, my friend. Welcome into the Nourish to Thrive podcast. I am so glad you're back with me today. You know, I've been sitting with a conversation that I had recently, and it has stayed with me longer than most conversations do. And it's probably because it reflects something that I'm seeing across the board with so many women right now. And it just felt like it was worth bringing it here and having this conversation with you. A few weeks ago, I was on a Zoom call with a woman that I started working with recently, and she had just finished telling me about her week, juggling work, kids' schedules, trying to get her workouts in, staying on top of meals, her Bible study. Like, you could just tell that she was carrying a lot and she was still managing it all. But toward the end of our call, she kind of laughed and she said, "I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't have the discipline that I used to." And I asked her what she meant. And she said, 10 years ago, if I wanted to lose 5 pounds, I would just tighten up my food. I would add some extra cardio. I didn't overthink it. I just did it. And now I'll start strong. And 2 weeks in, it's like I'm wiped out. I don't even want to keep up with my own plan. I'm tired. I'm thinking about bread. And then I feel ridiculous because I know better. I know what works. So why can't I just do it? And then she paused and she said, maybe I've just gotten lazy. When she said that, maybe I've just gotten lazy, I didn't rush to correct her, okay? Because I've learned and I've been there. When a woman says that, she believes it. I believed it when I thought that about myself. But here's what I see over and over again. What looks like a motivation problem is usually a load problem. Okay, just stick with me. Exhaustion and reduced drive or reduced motivation in this season that we are in are often signals of accumulated stress and not character decline. Midlife doesn't all of a sudden remove your drive, but it does lower your tolerance for unnecessary strain. And that's very different. The same woman who has built a career, raised babies, trained hard, showed up for everyone, she doesn't suddenly wake up one day without discipline. But what does change is her capacity. High performers don't all of a sudden become lazy, but they can become overloaded. And when a system is overloaded, it starts conserving. We see motivation drop, cravings increase, willpower feels thin, recovery takes longer, sleep gets lighter, progress slows. And it's because your body is trying to protect what energy it has left. And when overall load is high enough for long enough, the nervous system shifts its priority from performance to preservation. And if you don't understand that shift, you'll keep trying to out-discipline a system that is already bracing. So let me offer you a different lens. What if the issue isn't that you've lost your edge? What if it's just been operating at max capacity for a very long time? Because there's a big difference there. Most of the women I work with are not under-functioning. They are overextended. They've been carrying careers and families, aging parents, expectations, and still trying to run their bodies like they did at 28. And at some point, the system stops responding to that force. Or it does respond, but just not the way you're wanting it to, right? And this is where the shift happens. This season does not require more discipline. It requires discernment. Discernment about what your body can handle right now. Discernment about how much stress is already in the beaker. Discernment about whether what worked before still matches the environment you're in today. Because midlife is not about proving that you can still grind. It's about knowing when grinding costs more than it gives back. So if you've been swinging between tightening up and burning out, if you start strong only to hit a wall 2 or 3 weeks in, if you're tired of wondering where your edge went, or if you're quietly asking, why will my body not respond the way it used to? Then I want to tell you about my upcoming masterclass. It's free. And I'm going to walk you through what actually changes after 35, what stress accumulation does to your metabolism, why the same inputs don't create the same outputs anymore, and what to stabilize first so that your body can respond again the way that you want it to. And we're not doing this from a willpower perspective. We're going to do this from a physiology perspective for the season that you're in right now. You will leave understanding the order of operations. So what to address before you cut calories, before you extend a fast, before you add another workout. Because when you change the environment, the response changes. And most women have been trying to change the response without changing the environment. And that used to work for us. But midlife changes the rules. And I am going to give you the new set of rules. So before we close, I do want to leave you with this. Psalm 103:14 says, "For he knows our frame. He remembers that we are dust." So God is not surprised by your limits. He designed your physiology. He understands your capacity. He built your nervous system, your hormones, your need for rest and rhythm. So if you have been feeling more tired, less driven, more sensitive to stress than you used to, that may simply be a signal that your body is asking for a different approach. Midlife does not remove your ability to see results. No, sister. But it does shift the pathway that gets you there. When you reduce unnecessary load, when you restore rhythm, when your nervous system feels safe again, the body becomes responsive again. Energy stabilizes, sleep deepens, and the weight can begin to release again. Not because you pushed harder this time, but because you finally worked with your design instead of against it for the season that you are in. So if you've been swinging between tightening up and burning out, if you're wondering why your body won't respond the way it used to, this is exactly what I am unpacking inside of my masterclass on Thursday, March 5th. I'm telling you the truth about why your body stopped responding after 35. This class is free. It's free. And you'll walk away understanding why what used to work doesn't anymore, why you're hitting a wall, and what your body actually needs before it will respond again. So you can reserve your spot through the link in my show notes. It is completely free, and I will see you there, sister. That's it for today on the Nourish to Thrive podcast. If you found value here, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or send it to someone who's walking a similar path. Keep showing up, keep asking questions, and know that healing is possible, especially when you trust the one who designed your body to heal. Until next time, stay rooted in truth and nourished in grace.